Shalom. I want to start off by saying Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Reka Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth and who rule well. Peace and salutations unto the Akim that is spread around the four corners of the earth, spreading this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Kotas of Zion from GMS Harlem Branch, coming back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai with another lesson, another video, and Lord willing, this video is edifying. So in this lesson, I want to go into Genesis 15, and it reads, the title is The Covenant with Abraham. So this is Genesis 15, verse 1. After these things, the word of Yahweh came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord Yahweh, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless? And the steward of my house is Eliezer of Damascus. So now you also see that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he often works with people that are barren, that give birth at a late age, so that also shows you that nothing is impossible with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the ones that you would X out or exclude from having children or exclude from doing a certain thing. Those are the ones that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai chooses to show his wonders, and sometimes the men of the Lord, make it into this world through a difficult childbirth and things like that, So, not referring to scriptures, but I have, for example, heard of the elder apostle Gabar, that he had a difficult birth, for example. That's what he said. His mother had a difficult birth, and with me, it was also the same thing. I think my mother, her water broke early, a couple of hours or days even, and she didn't even notice. And when I came out, I was very leathery, so the water was already gone, and I still, survived somehow. So these are the miracles that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai brings forth upon the earth, and those are the vessels he chooses. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has mercy upon who he shall have mercy. So continuing on, Genesis 15, verse 3, and it says, And Abram said, Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And if you go into the word heir, so let me read the next verse and go into it there. And it says, And behold, Yahweh, and behold, the word of Yahweh came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thy own bowels shall be thine heir. And if you go into the word heir, it is Yarash. And the outline of biblical usage says to siege, to take possession of, to occupy, impoverish, an heir. But these two words, to seize and to take possession of, that's exactly in the end times, in this time that we're living in, when the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to be established here upon earth. What are the servants, the prophets are going to do, the ones that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai chose, the true heirs, the joint heirs of Yahushai, what are they going to do? Let me go to the book of Daniel. Daniel 7, verse 18. And it says, But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So that's the end all be all. In the end, the saints are gonna take the kingdom. Saints, the word saints come from santas, which is to be holy, you know. And the ones that are separating themselves from the world right now, that are walking in the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the ones that are putting on that double garment of righteousness, you know, those are going to be the ones that are going to take the kingdom, that are going to possess the kingdom, which is going to be here, established here upon earth. So they are going to be the heirs down the line, you know, starting like what I'm reading about now in Genesis 15. It's not even starting there, it's starting from Adam, but now I'm reading Genesis 15 with Abraham. So his seed, it wasn't going to stop. The Most High was going to let that seed continue. And down the line, until now, you're going to have heirs that are walking here upon earth that are going to take the kingdom in the end. So let me go to Genesis 17. And let me read verse 15 on down. And it says, And Yahweh said unto Abram, As for Sarai, thy wife, thou shalt not call her Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear? And Abraham said unto Yahweh, O that Ishmael might live before me. And Yahweh said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. You see? So Abram, he had already had a son with Hagar, with the bondwoman, you know. But now the Most High gave him a message that there's going to come another child out of thy bowels, which is going to be the righteous seed. So Abraham fell down and was like, okay, so I'm 100 years and my wife is 90 years. Shall we still get children at that age? Let Ishmael have that blessing, please. Verse 20, And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. At which the Ishmaelites, or the Arabs, you know, they're sitting upon oil. They have their glory right now. They're just buying these fancy cars and Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and letting them and leaving them at the parking lot at the airports, you know, when they go somewhere, and they just leave them, let them catch dust, you know. So they have they're fruitful and they are blessed, you see. Verse 21, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time next year. So the Most High skipped Ishmael, which is let me go to his name, Ishmael, which is Yashamai Allah, which means the Most High will hear. So he has heard of the Most High, and that's what these Ishmaelites have. That's what these Arabs have. They have some form of, you know, religiousness about them. They have some form of that, which they take hold of the Torah, They follow the Quran, which the Quran is based upon the Bible, the first 5 books of Moses. So they walk around with some kind of, uh, some kind of religion, holding back some type of ancient ways that they still cling on to, in this modern day. So they have heard of the Most High, they have heard of the power, which Allah means power, but they are not the seed of the righteous. The covenant doesn't go to them. The covenant went to Isaac. You see? Let me see. Let me go to Genesis. Salakia, not Genesis. Galatians. Galatians 4. Verse 22. Bear with me for a second. Let's see. Galatians 4, verse 22. For it is written that Abram had 2 sons, the one by a bond maid and the other by a free woman. So Hagar and Sarah. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman by the promise. So you had the firstborn that was born of the flesh by the bondwoman. He was just from the flesh. There was no promise made with him. But the one that was born from the free woman, Isaac, he was a child of the promise, which the Most High would choose that lineage. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, those are the chosen progenitors. You see? Verse 24. Which things are an allegory, and the word allegory goes into a symbol, for these are the 2 covenants, the one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. And if you go into that word Agar, the outline of biblical usage says flight. It goes into flight, and it goes into a mountainous region. You see? So the child of one, it represents flight, which that goes back to the law. Let's go to, because she's a bondwoman, right? So what are we bound to? We are bound to the law. Let me see. Deuteronomy. Yeah, it's not this one actually. But let me get it. This is Deuteronomy 33, verse 2. And he said, Yahweh came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000s of saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. Gone. So this is when Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he came from Mount Seir, and then he came with the fiery law for them, which that fiery law, that is the law, statutes, and commandments, that the Most High, he had written upon the stone tablets. You see? So that's that bondage that resembles the bondwoman. And let me jump down. Let me read on a little bit. For this is Agar, for this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answered to Jerusalem, which now is it and is in bondage with her children. Slavery, we are in slavery, and we are bound to the laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. And the other allegory, Sarah, she resembles Jerusalem, which is free, which is mother of us all. Yeah, let me read on down to 31. Gone. Verse 27. For it is written, Rejoice, thou barren that bearest not. Break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate had many more children than she which had an husband. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of the promise. Just like Isaac was the child of the promise, the seed that was promised these things still continues, still lives on. There's still a remnant that is going to receive the promises. And actually, the whole nation is going to receive the promise in the end. But you're going to have the tower of the flock that's going to stand firm for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that's going to firstly receive the promise. They're the first fruits, you see. Verse 29. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit, even so it is now. Nevertheless, what said the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free. So we are the children of the free woman. So we are going to receive the promise, Yaratazah, that we be of that number, the 144,000, the ruling government that is going to receive the covenants from the beginning. They're going to enter into the kingdom of heaven, Yaratazah, that we are of that number, man. What was the scripture? This popped into my mind. Proverbs, no, Psalms. Psalms 105. Let me start at verse 6. Psalms 105, verse 6. Psalms 105, verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen, he is Yahweh our power. His judgments are in all the earth. He had remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, his oath, his promise unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant, saying, Unto thee will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of thine inheritance. So if you're an heir, then you're going to receive an inheritance, right? And the land of Canaan, the promised land, that's the land of Canaan. And what is that? That's the land of Israel, which is being ruled by bastards right now. A bastard is going to dwell in Ashdod, which that bastard is Amalek, which is in that country right now. Why? Because, we were kicked out of the land, we were disobedient, we were defiling the land, so the Most High gave the land unto our enemies, you see? But still, he's going to keep his promise, which he, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, he's going to keep his promise, which he made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see? Let me get one last scripture, because this shows that we are going to receive the land of Canaan in the end. We're going to take the kingdom. We're going to take our inheritance, because we are going to have the power to do so through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, of course. Let me go to Tobit 13, verse 11. And it says, many nations shall come from far to the name. So like many nations shall come from far to the name of Yahweh with gifts in their hands, even gifts to the King of heaven. All generations shall praise thee with joy, with great joy. Cursed are all they which hate thee, and blessed shall all be which love thee forever. Rejoice and be glad for the children of the just, for they shall be gathered together, and shall bless Yahweh of the just. O blessed are they which love thee, for they shall rejoice in thy peace. Blessed are they which have been sorrowful for all thy scourges, for they shall rejoice for thee, and they have seen all thy glory, and shall be glad forever. So the nations are going to be blessed. How? Through the Israelites, because the Israelites are going to be the officers of peace here upon earth. They are going to establish peace through the Spirit and power of the Most High, of course. You know, we are going to be walking around as many gods, many powers here upon earth, because the laws, statutes, and commandments, the ways of the Most High is going to be instilled in us. So these other nations also, they're going to be at peace, just like how, the 40 years reign of King Solomon, the earth was quiet before the Israelites. The earth was quiet before him, because there was 40 years of peace when we ruled. And that was a glimpse of what is going to come. The same thing is going to come in the kingdom of heaven. It's going to be peaceful, and these nations are going to be blessed. How? Through the rulership of the Israelites, which the promise was made with Abraham from the beginning. The covenant was made with Abraham, the oath was established with Isaac, and then it was given on to Jacob for a law and a covenant and an oath. Salakia, for a law and a covenant. You see? Gone. So, Yahweh Tazah, this video is edifying, and I want to say, Kal Halal Yamla, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham Merkah Kodash, Shalom Akim.